Hi, Vincent Scully from Cart Integrator, and in this video we're going to look at the back-end administration of your Cart Integrator e-commerce store. This will be an overview of the various pieces of functionality within the administration of our stores. For more detailed videos, please go to your members section when you've purchased your Cart Integrator store, where you will see lots of videos where we look at each of these areas in more depth and teach you how to configure the various elements. To access that, you just click on System Administration and then click on Cart Integrator Training, and this will bring you to your login screen. You will have received login details when you made your purchase. Enter your email address, enter your password, and then get access to those various training materials. If you need support from our team, just click again on System Administration and go to Cart Integrator Support, and you will get straight through to our help desk, and we can answer many of the questions for you easily, but most of your questions will be answered in our training section. So here we are on the dashboard of your store. So you can see across the top we've got orders, sales, customers, and people online. These are very quick snapshots of how many orders do we have, how much money have we generated, how many customers have we got, and who's browsing our store at the moment. Our world map shows us where our orders are being placed from. Our sales analytics allows us to drop into our sales by day, by week, by month, by year. We can see any recent activity in our store. We can see that people are registering, we can see orders being placed, and we can see a snapshot of our latest orders, and we can drop into those orders from here. On the left hand side we have our catalog. So our catalog is where we configure various elements of our store. So we've got categories, so these are our product categories, and on the front end of your store, for example, desktops is a category, PC and Mac are two subcategories. So we can see here within categories we've got our desktop and our PC and our Mac as the subcategories. Within the individual categories themselves, we have quite a bit of information that we can configure. We have a WYSIWYG editor where we can add text to our categories. We can add category names. We can specify whether it's a parent category, whether it appears in the top menu of the store, whether it is a sub-child category or a subcategory, and we can apply various filters there, and these are all covered in more detailed training videos. Today is just a little overview so that you can become familiar with the back-end administration of the store. We can specify what store does this category appear in within our Cart Integrator solution. We can run multiple stores from the same centralized database. We have some SEO information and some design information. We can look at products. So within our products we can look at the various elements of the products, and you will see that these screens are quite similar, and this is a really nice aspect of this solution, is that once you're familiar with the screens, they're pretty much standardized across the board. We can look at data relevant to products. We've models, SKU, UPC, EIN, and any of these that your business may use are available. We can look at locations. This might be a location in your warehouse. We can specify the price, the tax class, whether it's taxable, quantity in stock, minimum quantity required to order, whether or not the stock is subtracted when a purchase is made, if you're using stock control, a very valuable tool. Our out of stock status, you could say that it's going to be back in stock in 2 to 3 days, or the item is just out of stock, and these are all fully configurable. Whether or not our product requires shipping, if it's a downloadable product it won't require shipping, therefore there will be no shipping calculation made. If it is a physical product that requires shipping, you would select this to mark it as a product that requires shipping, and to initiate the shipping element of the system. Date for availability is relevant if, for example, our item is going out of stock. We've dimension weight, we've length classes, weight classes, the weight itself, whether the product is enabled or disabled, and the sort order, meaning the order in which it will appear on screen. 0 will be the top of the screen, 1 will be below 0. We have the links, whether it's made by a manufacturer, what categories it will appear. One product can appear in multiple categories, filters that can be applied to the product, again the stores that the product will appear in, if it's a download, what downloads are available relevant to the product, and related products to this product, and you can add as many related products as you wish in your store as easy as a couple of clicks. Any attributes, we looked at this in the front end demonstration. You saw there was a clock speed attribute applied to some of the products. Memory is another example. Processor speed was another example. Any options that we want to add to the product, date or time, checkbox options, text areas. This was for selecting colors. So a lot of very powerful features that you can configure in the back end of your store. Recurring payment profiles, if we want to offer a discount, we can see here, and that was visible on the front end of our store in the other video that I hope you've watched. And if you haven't watched it, maybe watch it after this and you'll see these discounts becoming available. Now, in another video I mentioned customer groups, and you can see you can specify the different customer groups to get this particular discount, and customer groups are a very powerful feature of this solution. So let's give you an example of retail and wholesale. So you may have one product that you sell to a retail customer at one price and a wholesale customer at another price. We can specify those discounts here to those particular groups. Whether the product is on special offer, and you notice that we have a start date and an end date for both our discount and our special. So you can run a special offer for a set defined period of time, and at the end of that period of time the product will revert back to its standard pricing. We can add multiple images to our products. We can assign reward points to our products. We can manually assign these, or there are pieces of software you can purchase which you can for reward point management to extend the inbuilt reward point feature of our solution. We can specify the SEO title used within the product. This will be a unique title that is assigned to the product, and if we want to override particular layouts, we can do that on this page here. We can look at recurring profiles. We can see we have a couple set up. One is a standard €20 per month, one is €20 per month trial. So the difference between the two is that with the trial there will be no payment taken at the beginning. It will kick in after 30 days. We have a lot of powerful configuration tools available within the catalog section. I'm not going to go into all of these. They're all covered in more detail in specific training. But our information pages, this is on the front end of our store, our pages here. So we can see the About Us page, or have we any information in there? Okay, let's go to About Us anyway. And let's go into our About Us page. There's no information there. So let's go, this is a test. And we can just save that information and then refresh on the front end of our store. And that is, this is a test. It is now appearing. So we can go in and we can add images, we can add tables, we can add videos, we can add a variety of different things to this page. It's, if you're familiar with editing a web page in WordPress or any other CMS, this is really straightforward. It's really easy. Same principle would apply. The data tells which store it's going to appear in. Bottom says whether it's going to appear at the bottom of your home page. SEO is the unique SEO title used for that page, and design, layout override. And you'll see that there's some similarities between a lot of pages. So once you become familiar with these, it's fairly straightforward to use. Our extensions are a way for us to configure additional pieces of software to extend the functionality of our Cart Integrator store. So there are no restrictions on what you can add to your store. We have included what we believe are the best of breed software extensions in your store when you purchase it from us. If you wish to add additional pieces of software, not a problem. Go to the marketplace and purchase the products that you want. You can add as many additional pieces of software as are available in the marketplace, and if you need a particular custom installation, you can reach out to us and we can develop that software for you. So you can be confident that your store can grow in line with your business. Our installer shows us the software that we have installed. Extensions, this is covered in a more detailed training video, but these are the various categories of extensions that are available within your store. There are various modules that can be added to layouts within your store to add, let's say, a bestseller item to the home page. Really easy to configure once you become familiar with this. And again, this is covered in more specific training within your member area. So you can drop into these videos and have a look at them in your member area when you make your purchase. Modifications. These are the modifications that have been made in your store, and when you make a modification, you simply clear the existing modifications and refresh, and that applies that information. Design we're going to cover in the training in the member area, but essentially you can modify how your store looks and feels and lays out information within this section. Sales, let's jump in and look at the lifeblood of our business, and that is our orders. So now we can see I've placed a number of little test orders here within our store. So I'm going to just jump into an order here very quickly, and we can see on this screen we've got our order details. So we've got the order details, the store it was placed in, the purchase date, payment method, shipping method. We can see the customer details, my customer group, my email address, and we can see a phone number. We can generate the invoice directly from our screen here. We can allocate reward points, and we can allocate commissions for any affiliates if they are set up and configured. We can see the payment details and the shipping details. We can see the product details. We can see the history of what's happened. We can see this order is now marked as pending. Let's say we receive our order and we start to process the order. The order is being sent to the warehouse. Somebody is picking it. They are carrying out some action with the order. We can set that as processing, and then we can add that order history, and it will appear here. So very easy to see what's happening with an order. And if we were to click the notify customer section, this will send an email with any comments that you write directly to the customer. So you may want to have internal messages where you're recording whatever you need to record related to your order, but when you want to notify the customer, let's say when the order is complete, I'm going to mark the order as complete. I'm going to tick notify customer. I'm going to add a history, and an email now has been automatically sent to your customer. And if we go back into the front end of our store and we go to order history, if you've watched the other video where I looked at the front end of the store, this order was marked as pending. It is now marked as complete. So the order statuses in the back end reflect on the front end instantaneously. So that's pretty much our order screen. Up the top we can print our invoice. Within our standard Go Sell solution, you can print and save your invoice and email them to your customer. Within our Pro and Dropship solution, we've added in our professional PDF invoice, which will automatically generate a PDF invoice, send it to your customer once the order has been marked complete, or whatever order status that you want to assign. We can print a shipping list, and this shipping list is really handy if you have warehouse staff that need to go and pick your order, and the location which we specify within the order screen will help your staff. It could be a bay that they need to go to, and this will help them identify exactly where they're going to go to pick your order. Very, very handy feature. And we can edit the order itself, so we can go in through the various screens. We can change whatever information we want, but we can actually add products or increase or decrease products from our order within the admin. So I've just increased that product now from 1 to 3, or I can choose other products from our store, and I'm not gonna add that. There's too many configuration items, too many things to choose from. So I'm just going to add my iMac to the order. There's the iMac, and now I'm going to click complete. I'm going to the payment details. I'm not going to change anything here. Let's move to shipping. Not going to make any changes here if we wanted to change the address. And now we can apply that shipping rate. So if there was an increase based upon the weight of the product, we would be able to apply that shipping rate here. So if you're doing a weight-based calculation for shipping, because I've increased the number of products, 3 instead of 1 iPhone and an iMac, it would recalculate that shipping and apply the appropriate rate to your order, so you're not undervaluing the shipping and losing money. And then we can save that order. So that's a very powerful order configuration and order administration within the back end of your store. We can look at the recurring profiles, any returns that have come in, and any vouchers that have been purchased in our store. We can also customize the voucher teams. We can look at our customers, and we can drop in and take a look at our, let's drop into my customer account, and we can go in and we can edit that customer. So within this customer, we can see we can define the customer group, my details. We can specify a password. Customers can request a forgotten password from the front end of the store, or if they want to email you, you can specify that password here yourself, whether a newsletter is enabled, disabled, etc., whether they're an affiliate. We can look if there's any comments that you might want to, from an admin perspective, note down about your customer. You can add those comments into this history section, and they will be available should you need them at a later point. So you can add that comment to it. Any transactions such as a credit will appear within this screen. Any reward points, if you want to add them, or any reward points that the customer has, you can manage that from here. Kartra we'll look at in a separate video, and you can look at the IP address of that particular customer. Customer groups, I hit upon this a little bit earlier, but this is a way for us to categorize our customers. I've used the example of retail and wholesale, and how we can apply discounts or specials to those particular groups. If we have created a customer group and we want to manually approve that customer for those customer groups, we will do it here. The marketing side of it, because we have our Kartra Connect marketing solution already integrated within your store, you're not going to use this a hell of a lot, but you can initiate marketing emails or marketing sequences based upon using these tools within your store. Now, they're not sequences in the Kartra sense, but you can initiate marketing from your store. System, you're looking at settings, localizations, maintenance, etc. They're not really relevant for this particular video. So just to go back to, for example, our order screen. Over to the right hand side here, and you will see it's very much the same with our customers. There's a lot, as I mentioned before, when you purchase this solution, it's very easy to become familiar with how the admin of your store works. You see here the filters on the customer are pretty much the same as the filters on your orders. So we can drop in and filter by our order ID. So we can just drop in the order ID there, and we can filter. We can filter by our customer name. So I'm just going to put in Vinny. I just put Vinny and filter, and we can see all the orders from Vinny. We can then further drop in and say, well, I only want to see the orders for Vinny that are pending. I don't want to see the orders that are complete, and that will filter down further. And I can say I want to see the orders that are pending with a value greater than 1,000. And now we see we've no orders. So you can navigate through the various orders, customers, etc. using all of these filters. We can add orders directly from this screen. We can specify the customer, etc., and manually add an order should we wish. And we can do the same here for our customers. If we want to add in a customer, we can add the customer there. Okay, so that's pretty much the admin side of your Cart Integrator e-commerce store. As I mentioned, this is a very high level overview of the admin features. Within the training section of our Cart Integrator solution, you will have access to lots of training videos where we look at all of these various elements of your store in more detail. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video.